What I want to do today on this great January day at the Culinary is read Mary's Spirit by Joseph Baldwin. It goes like this. I'm doing it at a writing workshop for veterans to write their memoirs, and I'm writing my memoir, and this was the first chapter of the memoir. I grew up in the state of Vermont in the Great Green Mountains. It was a great place to experience peace and outdoors. There was a lot of freedom and lots of land to explore. I lived on a farm with animals to care for, including cows, chickens, pigs, and with a lot of vegetables were growing. The farm had to grow enough food for the entire family and also share with neighbors. I did everything I could to make income any way possible. When I was 7, I worked door-to-door salesman selling Christmas cards, shoes, worms, and worms for fishermen. My dad let me raise calves to sell at auction in Cambridge, New York. When I was 11, I asked my mom if I could take a job at a restaurant in town, and she said, you would have to ask your dad. And when I asked my dad, he said, yes, you can take the job, but you do your chores first at home. This worked out well because I love doing them anyways. I worked nights at a French restaurant called the Brasserie and a horse farm during the day. It was called Coleman Horse Farm, which was the top Morgan horse farm in Vermont. I was growing up in such peace, and many managers and owners who treated me well and inspired me. 2 top managers, Ari and Jose, they were from Denmark, and I said when I grow up, I wanted to be like that. All the waitresses from Lincoln College, they were beautiful and smart people. I'll never forget what they taught me about respecting and caring for customers, land, and animals. My learning continued, and I learned many things that I will never forget. The most magical day of my life was the first day of school at Lincoln Union High School. I sat behind the most beautiful girl in study hall. Her name was Mary. I wanted to get to know her more as the year went on. We were both star athletes in high school. I wrestled, ran track, cross country, and she skied, ran track as well. She was originally from Queens and moved to Bennington after her father passed. One day at the locker, I got the nerve to ask her to the junior prom. As the years went on, our journey flourished. She went to Malloy College on Long Island for nursing. I got drafted in the Army on June 15, 1953, went to Fort Knox, which changed my life. I already knew that the Vietnam War was because I had 3 older brothers overseas. Harold in the Navy Seabees, Edward was in the Air Force, and Robert was in the Army. When I went to basic training in the IT school for cooking, I enjoyed what I learned. The month was November 1973, and we were on the last march before shipping out overseas. We were all regular Army soldiers, and it was a 32-mile march through the cold Kentucky mountains. We were told to take a break, and after that, our platoon was told that the war was over and the Paris Peace Accords were going to be signed, and all the draftees were sent home to reserve units. My reserve unit was originally in Vermont National Guard until I transferred to Army National Guard, Oakley Street in Poughkeepsie for 11 years. I was transferred because I was accepted at the Culinary Institute of America, Hyde Park. The Culinary Institute of America had begun in 1946 as a New Haven Restaurant Institute to help returning World War II veterans to become a new generation of American chefs. I feel very honored to be an Army veteran who left the Army to attend the Culinary and go after graduation, take a job at Castle Point Hospital in Dutchess to bring great food to World War II veterans. After graduating, Mary and I got married back where our story began. Shortly after, we started raising our family with the birth of the first child, Kristen, who was born in 1975. I moved my wife and daughter to Beacon, New York, and took a job cooking at veterans at Castle Point Hospital. I worked for 5 years. Some veterans had no legs, arms, or visitors. The least they could do was give a great tasty meal. Also had a side job at Southern Texas Country Club, learning how to take care of golfers, serving lunch and dinners and catering events. It was great, and it was easy to get off for monthly meetings with the reserves. In 1979, Mary decided and said, "Joe, this is not enough for you. You need more than Castle Point, the club." She told me to try to get a contract with the state of New York for a restaurant of our own, which I did. For the next 20 years, that family-run restaurant was the greatest. It was called Restaurant in the Park at James Baird State Park. All 6 of us worked at the restaurant. Mary, my wife, our children, Kristen, Lauren, Megan, Russell. We had so much fun and had a lot of great customers. In the summer, we worked 7 days a week, 18 hours a day. During the winter, we had less hours, but it was still rewarding. We built a winter program cross country and ran the restaurant 3 days a week. All was going well until the state of New York got greedy in 1998 to switch from a 3-year contract to a 10-year contract. This new contract called for $100,000 signing, and no one in the state of New York would sign that. This caused us to find a new location for our restaurant, and we had to bring all our customers with us. Since we had 1 year left on the 3-year contract, we were going to close on the new restaurant, which was located off Stone Point Turnpike on January 31st, 1988. That was a very daring move, but we had to. What else could we do? We had to try. Early that morning, I took Mary to Dr. Baciano for neck day. At the time, Veterans Center in Pleasant Valley was a family practice doctor's office. This is where she was being treated. After that, I dropped her off to allergist for her weekly allergy shot to relieve her reactions of pet dander, hay fever, dust mite, mold, and pollen. I usually stayed there, but I had to go to Central Hudson, 5 minutes away, to conduct business. After I finished, I went back to the allergist's office and went up to the 3rd floor where Mary was and knew something was wrong. Things seemed weird. The waiting room was empty, and there was never a time in all the years that it went there that there wasn't a single patient in sight. All the patients waiting had to leave, and I asked the nurse, "Where is my wife?" She stated, "We have a problem," and took me to the back room. There laid Mary with EMS Alamo. She was full of shots and attempts to revive her. I could tell she was already dead, and they tried to cover it up. Later, I learned Mary had told the nurse that she did not want the allergy shot that day because of her neck ache. But the nurse told her not to worry. I later learned that after Mary got the shot, she could not breathe. The nurse said, "Calm down, you'll be okay," but she wouldn't. She went into anaphylactic shock from the shot. There was only 4 minutes when the oxygen is getting to the brain before you become dead. I am now trying to showcase ways to stay healthy to veterans, for anybody that will listen. I have a lot of great ideas, a lot of events coming up. There's now a Garden at the Vet Center program at the Veterans Center in Pleasant Valley, a full pantry of hot-bread food, pickling classes, tea, salad, fermented vegetables, let veterans taste the wonders of great food. The kitchen was put in the next step of the building. It was 27 years ago that Mary had gone to the doctor on the last day of her life. If you were to write a book, the outline of spiritual journey would be easy. First of all, I grew up in Vermont, had a great family, met an amazing girl, got drafted into the Army. I continued lifetime training chef and farmer. After Mary's tragic death in 1980, I was left to raise my 4 kids alone. But she guided and still guides my path from her place in heaven. And now 8 grandchildren, we all miss Mary every day and look up for her guidance. My story does not end with this, but begins with doing more to teach veterans and non-veterans that diet does matter, and teaching this does matter to me and Mary. I'm doing just as she wished. Her spirit keeps us strong and helps me to do what I do. I want to thank Adam and Melissa for letting the Farm Fresh food happen at the Veteran Center, Ryan for heading the garden, Randy for bringing the food from Hannaford to the pantry. Also, I want to thank Joe for putting the writing workshop together, and Sophia for teaching me how to write. Sylvia and Victor keeping everything smooth running, Rocky and Dom for the hard work, and all the rest of the staff, and most of all my best friend Kate for helping me in this journey for spreading awareness of healthy food. Now all I have to say to finish is, yeah, this is a great school, the culinary. I did not learn all this stuff at the culinary. Mary teaches me this stuff every single day. It drops it in front of me. She brings me people. She brings me interesting students to say, let's do things with the club at the culinary. That's basically what we want to do. We want to get everybody healed, everybody healthy. And Mary's helping me do that. So kudos to Mary for all she does from her place in heaven and her spirit. Thank you all. I think if Pauline gets that, she'll be golden. That's what I'm